If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Steph Curry just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. Bombshell news has just rocked the NBA world, and Warriors fans are at the center of it. Reports are swirling that Golden State's front office has secretly been exploring a trade plan for none other than Walker Kessler, the young shot-blocking machine from the Utah Jazz. That's right, if these leaks are true, the Warriors are ready to make a bold move to reshape their roster, and Kessler could be the missing piece to unlock another championship run. This isn't just a random rumor, this has the kind of smoke that feels very real. For weeks, insiders have whispered that the Warriors were desperate to add size and rim protection. They've tried patching up the center position with veteran options, but the truth is clear: Golden State has lacked a true defensive anchor ever since they lost their interior presence years ago. Kevin Looney has given everything, but the grind of guarding 7-footers night after night has taken a toll. Draymond Green can still protect the paint in spurts, but he's undersized. The Warriors need a real shot blocker, a young one, who can grow with the team. Enter Walker Kessler. Kessler, just 23 years old, has already made a name for himself as one of the league's best rim protectors. In his rookie season, he finished near the top of the NBA in blocks per game, drawing comparisons to Rudy Gobert. He's big, he's mobile, and he doesn't need the ball in his hands to make an impact. For a Warriors team that wants Steph Curry to maximize his final prime years, someone like Kessler is a dream fit. Imagine Curry, Klay Thompson, and even Jonathan Kuminga running the floor with a young 7-footer cleaning everything up behind them. That's the kind of balance Golden State has been missing. Now here's where it gets wild. According to the leaked trade discussions, the Warriors are willing to put together a serious package. Names like Moses Moody and even Kevin Looney have been floated as potential pieces, along with future draft capital. That shows how badly Golden State wants to make this happen. The Jazz, on the other hand, are in the middle of a rebuild, and they've made it clear they're open to listening if the price is right. For them, adding more young wings and draft picks fits the long-term plan. For the Warriors, it's win-now mode. Think about the message this sends to the rest of the NBA. If the Warriors actually pull this off, they're not just patching holes, they're swinging for another dynasty run. It's a clear sign that Joe Lacob and the front office are not satisfied with simply being competitive. They want to give Curry one last ride at the top, and they know defense wins championships. Adding Kessler instantly solves their biggest weakness. But not everyone is convinced. Some insiders argue that moving players like Moody or Looney could hurt team chemistry. Moody has shown flashes of being a reliable two-way wing, and Looney is beloved in the locker room. Would sacrificing that be worth it? Others say absolutely yes, because Kessler's ceiling as a defensive anchor is too high to ignore. If you're chasing rings, you make tough choices. The reaction from fans has been explosive. Warriors supporters are already divided. Half of them are hyped at the thought of finally having a true rim protector, while the other half are terrified about losing the depth and culture that made the team special. On social media, the debates are endless. Some fans are even comparing this move to when the Warriors traded for Andrew Bogut years ago, a deal that eventually set the stage for their dynasty. Could Walker Kessler be the modern version of that? And here's another twist. If Golden State lands Kessler, it could completely change how they approach the rest of their roster. Draymond Green could finally shift back into more of a free-roaming role defensively, where he's at his best. Andrew Wiggins, if he stays, would no longer have to guard the biggest guys on the floor. Kuminga could play with even more freedom, knowing there's a safety net behind him. The ripple effect could be massive. On the flip side, Utah isn't going to give up Kessler for cheap. Remember, this is a franchise that values big men highly. They developed Rudy Gobert into a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year and flipped him for a massive trade haul. They know the value of having a defensive cornerstone. That's why the leaked details are so shocking. If the Jazz are truly willing to part with Kessler, it means the Warriors must be dangling something serious. The timing of this leak is also fascinating. The Warriors are under immense pressure after falling short in recent playoff runs. Critics have said the dynasty is over, that Curry can't carry them without major help. A move like this would silence those voices instantly. It would show that the Warriors are still dangerous, still willing to gamble big to stay in contention. And honestly, that's exactly what Curry deserves. Imagine the potential matchups. Picture the Warriors facing Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs with Walker Kessler patrolling the paint. Picture them against Anthony Davis and the Lakers, finally having a counter to LA's size. Even against the Bucks or Celtics, the Warriors would no longer be bullied inside. This is why the buzz around Kessler is so huge. It's not just about stats, it's about reshaping the Warriors' identity. Now, will it actually happen? That's the million-dollar question. Sometimes leaks are just smoke screens, a way to gauge reactions or push other teams to the table. But this one feels different. Multiple insiders have hinted that the Warriors' front office has been restless, searching for the right move. And Kessler is exactly the kind of target they would circle. Young, controllable contract, elite defensive upside. The fit is too perfect. At the end of the day, this trade rumor is more than just chatter, it's a bombshell that could define the Warriors' future. If they land Kessler, it might extend Curry's championship window by 2 or 3 years. If they don't, fans will look back and wonder if they missed their last chance to fix the roster before it's too late. So Warriors fans, buckle up. The offseason just got a whole lot crazier. Walker Kessler to Golden State might sound shocking, but if this leaked trade plan is real, the dynasty isn't dead, it might just be reborn. This is the kind of trade scenario that really puts Warriors fans on edge. On the one hand, Walker Kessler represents something Golden State has been desperately missing, a true defensive anchor in the paint, a rim protector who can change the entire dynamic of how opponents attack. Imagine Curry and the shooters on the perimeter, with Kessler patrolling the interior like a modern-day Bogut, or even shades of a young Rudy Gobert. That's the kind of piece that could take pressure off Draymond Green, who's been asked to do way too much as the small ball 5. But here's the dilemma: Moses Moody is finally starting to show flashes of why the Warriors drafted him. He's been patient, waiting for minutes, and when he gets them, he contributes with solid defense, shooting, and a calm presence that feels beyond his years. Trading him now might feel like cutting the cord just as he's ready to blossom. And then there's Kevin Looney. Sure, he's not the flashiest name, but his rebounding, his toughness, his leadership, and the way he fits into Steve Kerr's system are invaluable. The guy has won championships with this team. He understands the DNA of the Warriors in a way a new arrival can't replicate immediately. So the question becomes, is Kessler's upside worth sacrificing the continuity and culture that Moody and Looney bring? Some will argue that with Curry's championship window narrowing, you can't afford to pass on a chance to add a defensive game changer. Others will insist the chemistry of this group matters more than the raw numbers. At the end of the day, this isn't just a basketball decision, it's a gamble on identity. Do the Warriors double down on their culture and trust their growth, or do they take a swing at adding the kind of size they've been lacking for years?